Hello everyone, I'm doing this video outside and it's pretty windy, so I hope that it doesn't affect the audio that much. Anyway, this is for day number 3 of the 5-day commitment challenge, and this one is all about skills. Sorry, I had to think for a second. This one is all about skills and brainstorming and coming up with the skills that I need to possess and acquire and work on in order for me to get closer and start reaching my goals. Now, each of these skills I marked down if I either already had them or it's something I needed to get, and the level of severity, or I guess the level of intensity that I think that particular skill has in importance to reaching those goals. So green means it would be nice to have, but not super important. Yellow, it's getting there, it's pretty important. Red means it's critical. I must have that skill to reach the goals that I want. So I wrote down a few. The ones that I wrote were discipline, focus, assertiveness, delegation, so the skill of delegating tasks to other people. This will be a useful skill in my business, and full trust with myself. Now, many of these I said I don't have. I feel like one of the things I lack is discipline. I guess I'm not the worst at discipline, but there's a lot of times where I fall short or I don't follow through with my habits. So that's something I'd like to cultivate a lot more, and I mark that as red. Focus. I'm sometimes focused, I'm not focused sometimes, but it's something I really need to work on. I used to be very unfocused and scatterbrained growing up, and I've been doing things to help myself get better focus as I grow older, but it's still an issue with me sometimes. I'll confuse myself, or I'll lose track of time, or I get off track with what I want to accomplish. So I said, do I already possess? I said sometimes, and I put the color class as red. Assertiveness, that's something I also need to work on. I'm more accommodatable. I don't like to ruffle feathers or hurt people's feelings, and I like people to be able to live the life that they want to live, and sometimes I use that as an excuse to not be assertive or express my opinions, because I don't want to, ruffle feathers or get in the way of the way other people live. But sometimes it's important to be assertive, and it's definitely a skill I need to work on. I put yellow because I think it's important, but I didn't feel like it was as urgent as the other two, I suppose. Delegation is something that I don't do at all. It's something I really need to get move on, and I put that as yellow as well. Full trust within myself. If I'm going to be honest, I could tell myself that I have full trust in myself, but I definitely have a lot of subconscious beliefs that come up, when I don't, follow through on a task that I told myself that I was going to do. Sometimes a lot of, negative thoughts come up, and negative subconscious thoughts. I definitely have a lot of self-sabotage issues, and I noticed that I beat myself up when I don't follow through, pretty bad, pretty negative. And then I usually self-talk my way out of it into a positive state. So I have good self-talk, and I can talk myself out of negative thoughts, but at the same time negative thoughts pop up a lot, and I want to reduce the automatic subconscious level of negative thoughts. Once I'm aware of the negative thoughts, I usually can turn them around and talk to myself out of them, or reframe things or see things in a different light. But it's those initial negative thoughts that I need to start working on. And so I put that as red because I don't fully trust myself at a deep down level, I don't think. So the one skill that I want to focus on today is focus. So I wrote down the actions I can take to develop are: 1, daily meditations and deep breathing. I started doing this a lot more lately. Like, I've been doing going for walks and doing 20-minute meditations, and holy jumpins, I notice I'm a lot more present. I could pay attention to people talking. Like, a lot of times I'll be watching something or listening to someone, and it might trigger a thought, but then I go way into my head and I start thinking about all this stuff, and then 10 minutes later I realize I wasn't paying attention to whatever I was watching or the person who was talking, which is not good, in my opinion. But I notice when I meditate, focusing on my breath and focusing on quieting my mind, that skill spreads, and then I'm able to focus a lot more on like my outside work, and I'm also able to focus on one task at a time, which is important when I'm working on my business or life goals or things like that. This 5-day commitment challenge really helps me with my focus. It really helps me focus on my vision, my ideal lifestyle, where I'm going. So after I do this 5-day commitment challenge, I plan to continue doing this week by week by week, going through the exercises, like almost do my own 5-day commitment challenge, because I see the huge benefits. So I don't see why I wouldn't keep going and make that a weekly habit. I've been making sure I get outdoor for walks every day and exercising. That helps a lot. I'm actually out for a walk right now. Get a mentor so they could help me focus on the task at hand and keep me focused in a certain direction, so I'm not in my own head, like going from place to place, because I tend to be more of a person that jumps from thing to thing and like comes up with new ideas all the time. Like my skill and what I'm talented at is coming up with ideas all the time, and I come up with a lot of good ideas, I think, but I come up with too many good ideas, because then I get overwhelmed and I'm like, I have all these 20 good ideas and they're all good, and it's hard to let them go sometimes. Some of them go, and I keep coming up with new ideas, so that stops me from actually implementing the plans and ideas in the first place. So anyway, visualization exercises to focus on what I want in the future, eating healthy, balanced meals, and so the action I am adding to my 30-day strategy is daily meditation. So I think that's all I have to say for that video. I hope you liked it. All right, peace.